I know you opened your statements out with saying money doesn't matter in this, but I think it does. What are some of the expected revenues that we can project from this bill?
The anticipated revenue in this first year is $58 million. We anticipate over the course of about 5 years getting to approximately $500 million.
$500 million.
In a mature marketplace.
Okay, because I noticed, I just checked Colorado, they're just now at $1 billion in sales, and they've taken in $200 million in tax revenue. So I don't know, we may have some extremely different calculations with our legislation, but they're right at $200 million, and they've been doing it for quite a few years. So what was that number again,
to have a lower
please?
Population but a higher use rate. We've looked at population and usage rates in every state to do these projections.
Okay. What was that number again?
Which one?
The expectations and growing up to?
58 to just north of 500.
Okay. So based upon 500 million, you anticipate an additional 100 million going to mental health then, because I believe that's 20% of this would go to mental health.
That's yes, that would be an estimate, but yes.
Okay. To the bill, some of the numbers I've seen coming out of Colorado on some of the revenue brought in by recreational marijuana in Colorado compared to the expenses of growing and mental health issues, growing social service issues, is anywhere from $3 to $4. So it was mentioned that possibly bringing in $500 million in revenue. That's $1.5 billion in additional cost to a budget such as ours that's struggling already. I would like to point out an article I found. The Colorado Springs Gazette was the initial author of this, and it was repeated in the Galesburg Register Mail on the 1st of September. It says, marijuana advocates can no longer claim legalization is devoid of catastrophic results. The Denver Post analyzed federal and state data and found results so alarming, they published a story last week under the headline, "Traffic fatalities linked in marijuana are up sharply in Colorado. Is legalization to blame?" Of course, legalization is to blame. It ushered in a commercial industry that encourages consumption and produces an ever-increasing supply of pot, substantially more potent than most users could find when the drug was illegal. The Post reported a 40% increase in the number of all drivers impaired or otherwise involved in fatal crashes in Colorado between 2013 and 2016. So I looked at this article and I thought, that's pretty extraordinary, a 40% increase. So I called my local car insurance salesman and I asked him, I said, hey, let's run some numbers. I said, what would my car insurance rates be in Colorado compared to what I pay in Illinois? So he told me he was just happened to be working with a 22-year-old girl who had just recently been in his office, who was going to go to school in Colorado. So he ran the numbers for her. If she moved her residency to Colorado, her insurance rates would go up $85 a month. $85 a month. Quick math on that puts a little over north of $1,000 a year just for one car for one young lady. So those of us who have cars, with that 40% increase in fatalities, expect larger premiums and just be prepared for those extra costs. And I would request a verification. Mr. Speaker, request verification, please.